So this is the Facebook review of Arborist Training Group, our little slideshow of what's been happening. If you go and join this Facebook group, then you can post. But here's some examples of recent classes that have been announced. ASCA is happening coming up in December 2024. ASCA is American Society of Consulting Arborists. They're having a multi-day crash course in what it takes to be a consultant. If we were to click on their links, we'd go straight to Kay Sichner's Save a Tree presentation. All kinds of stuff is going on there. What else is happening on Arborist training? Oh, this is one. Whoa. This is in England. Sunday, December 1st. That's happening. Excuse me, that's Australia. All right. I don't know these people. Bernard Case is posting this as public service. Satara Gare is presenting the Learning the Language of Trees workshop. Okay, then here's an Arbor Day on Maui in Hawaii. They're having a big public event, and they're going to be planting 1,900 trees there and giving them away. So if you're in Hawaii, you should be checking this out, which was actually yesterday. So we try and post these in advance, but this is just a review of stuff that's been available for a while. Here's one. A guy is thinking that he can train you as a business owner. He's got a Facebook site called Rope Hall, Fundamentals of Arborism Business Course. That's happening next week, November 11th, in a one-day event, and it looks like it's in Poland. There you go, or Czechoslovakia. Check that out. Rope Hall on Facebook. This one is Francis Halley. Actually, I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but he was famous for taking a balloon, a helium balloon, and floating it over the Costa Rican rainforest. And you can read more about that in Lynn and Carney's book and other presentations, especially on National Geographic. So he's had a long career of doing tree research. That is happening this week in France someplace at the Francis Halley Association office. All in French, of course. Here's one. The EPA has integrated pest management information happening November 19th. You could click on that link, find out where it is. I should have already clicked on that link and told you where it was. Here's a guy in England. He wants training, so he's gonna pay you to train him. Go to England and climb with him for one day. Ted Green and Jill Butler, and they have some other people coming in a couple days down on their webinar in the Arboricultural Association, which is probably the world's oldest tree service trade association. ASCA, again, I keep putting these in. This one, Stephen Lane and Nathan Schutzpeltz, they're going into, propagation. They're going to talk about improving the quality of the nursery stock that's available. Here's one in Italy. I can't even pronounce this, and but Daniel Zanzi is the guy that kind of caught my attention there. He's an old-time researcher, and he has really contributed a lot. This is a Facebook group called the Society Italian de Arboriculture, and they are very prolific. They have tons of stuff happening. This one is on November 7th, so surf on over there. One in, wow, I don't know what this is. I don't recognize the text. I think okay, Hideki Kawadjiri, he's a Japanese professor of arboriculture. On November 24th, I guess he's going to be giving a slideshow orator of the Kabasugi Forest, which is in Seki City, and he did a report on them about 36 years ago about the logging plan, and so he's going to rehash that and give the benefit of his experience looking back. This one is Canopy Watch. Okay, David Land is a researcher. He's a bird specialist, and he leads classes in Colombia for canopy biologists. Most of them are biologists that want to be canopy biologists and don't know how to climb yet. So David solicits donations of climbing gear, and then he takes it down there and gives the gear to these students for free so that they can access the canopy and find out what they need to know about the wildlife that are living up above, over our heads. And this is the last unexplored territory on Earth. So he goes on to it, and you can go to canopywatch.com to check it out. He's got a lot of good sponsors who are helping donate this gear. Next, this one is in Thailand. How to climb and how to pick off people that are stuck up in trees. Oh no, it's 9th of November. It's next week in wow, wherever that is. I don't recognize it. Here's a QR code. The Thai Arboricultural Association has a group, and they posted this announcement of the area rescue for tree worker climber training. And what else do they have here? Wow, it goes on and on and on. Look at this. And it's got links. It's got a map. What would happen if we clicked on the map? I hope I don't lose you here. There it is. There's the map. That's where you can go. All right. So back. Next is Meg. This is next Saturday. She is talking about preservation of forests. She's just totally amazing. And there is a 1 hour video on my YouTube channel of Meg giving her presentation to the Treehouse Conference a few years ago. She's got a great book. Actually, she has a whole bunch of books. Next, Japanese tree climbing workshop in Nagano, and that was it's over. They did have a Halloween pumpkin event, and I don't know what that means, but we could, like for example, in Arborist training, you can just go in, click right through all the photos. The purpose of this video review is not to give you all of the information, but just to show you that the information is available. And of course, nothing like pictures of kids climbing trees to get people's attention and to get them to love trees even more than they already do. Wow, look at this. This is a stupendous slideshow here. I just love watching these kids up in these trees. And it just never stops. There's a tree boat. All right. Thanks to Tom Ness for and Sophie Sparks for designing the tree boats, and John Gathright for popularizing them and selling them. And actually, Canopy Watch is now selling tree boats, even though New Tribe is no longer in business. Casey has gone ahead and continued production of the hammocks for tree climbers. Here is, another class, December 13th and 14th. It looks like it might be in Latin America. It's presented by the Mujeres Arboristas de Latinoamerica. And they're going to be talking about climbing and pruning, principles of biomechanics, software and instruments, risk assessment, valuation of trees, and other methodologies. So there you go. That is by Nuri Kobo Villamil. She's a certified arborist, and she's the executive director of the ACA. I don't actually know what that is. I should know. In fact, I tried to get a hold of her. I sent her a message. Nuri, what's happening over there? Do you speak English? Boy, it would be fantastic. This costs 800 Mexican pesos. And it looks like they give you a 50% discount if you're a member of MALA, and a 25% discount if you're a member of AATAAC, which I don't know what those mean, but check that out. Some more recent stuff on Arborist Training Group on Facebook. Here's one in Colombia, November 28th, with the Mexican Rick. I don't actually know what your Instagram handle is, but it's very inventive. Ricardo is a real mover and shaker, and he is a convener. He likes to get people together. He likes to invite people and have invitationals. So if you get a chance, climb with Ricardo Vasquez. He travels all over the world from his home base in Los Angeles. He's like a spoke, and he will come to your organization and train you. This one's in Colombia. It's going to be let's see, when is this? This was published October 17th, and the event itself is going to happen November 28th. So Ricardo gave a lot of advanced notice. So you can go to Bogota, Colombia, and you can sign up with us. It's sponsored by Husqvarna, Colombia. Let's click on the website. Okay, it's a congress. Apparently there is a big training event with it, and Facebook allows me to translate this. So if I click on this translate button, all of a sudden, I can shop here. There's the agenda, the activities, the services of the ACA, which apparently means Asociación Colombiana de Arboricultura, the Colombian chapter of the ISA. So this is a chapter of the ISA, and here's the whole schedule starting November 29th. Preliminary rounds, so that means it's climbing for arborists, and the championship, and then that's November 30th and December 1st, and then the educational sessions begin December 2nd, December 3rd, and December 4th. The Latin American Tree Climbing Championship, LATCC 2024. Big deal, November 29th in Colombia with Ricardo Vasquez and some other dignitaries. So there you go, if you want to go check stuff out. Now in the future, this is a YouTube video telling what's happening in November 2024. So you got to realize that this will still be useful, because in 2025 or 2035, people will know what we were doing to spread the word on social media. Here's an electrical safety for arborists workshop. That one already happened October 25th. So there you go. So now these announcements are starting to become dated. This one was in Chile. If there is a group called the Society of Chilean Arboriculture. If we were to click on that, we would go to their Facebook page, and we could then find out all about them, where they're a nonprofit organization in Santiago. And Luis Gonzalez at sochar.cl is the contact person. And they go back. Here's a phone number if you want to call Alexis Antonio Ulloa. He's the instructor, it looks like. And so they're going into their past events as we just scroll through. So that's how you navigate these days. In the future, things might be different. Maybe there will be more advertising. Oh, wow, I actually just jumped back too far into the beginning of this listing. So say we were to scroll back and try and get caught up to the one in Chile. This is probably too dizzying for you to understand. This one, here's Lindsay Purcell. Lindsay just came out with a great book called Arboricultural Practices. Lindsay is a professor at the university in Pennsylvania. He is such a smooth presenter. He has all of his topics organized in his brain so that he can discuss what is relevant to the particular moment. And if you wanted to click on the book website, it talks about arboricultural practices, a science-based approach. So it's 362 pages. Oh my goodness, I got to get this from my library. It's paperback. It's $67. Now in 2024 money, $67 probably doesn't seem like a lot. If you're looking at this in 10 years, books are probably going to be $350 each because books are going to become rare. I especially like the table of contents. Let's talk about what Lindsay thinks is important in the table of contents for arborists. Chapter 1, Urban Forestry and Arboriculture. Chapter 2, Tree Biology and Physiology. Chapter 3, The Basic Needs of Trees. Chapter 4, Urban Sites and Tree Preservation. And we could go on and on. Let's just go on and on. 5, Tree Selection. Chapter 6, Tree Installation and Establishment Process. 7, Tree Pruning Practices. 8, Tree Appraisal and Valuation. 9, Tree Risk Management and Assessment. Chapter 10, Tree Diagnostics and Decline. Chapter 11, Tree Support and Lightning Protection. Chapter 12, Dilemmas, Remedies, and Reparations. In other words, how do we decide what we're going to do to the tree to fix the problem? And the last chapter, Ethics and Professionalism. And what does that really mean for arborists and businesses? And then the appendices. Oh, I would just love to see his glossary and his best management practices. Wow, this is fantastic. So you got to go to Waveland Press to buy this book. I want to get one of these. Okay, thanks, Lindsay, for putting that out. Boy, we had a great time at Treetopia last year. We both got to present on the program there, and it was great just to hear him. You can see some of his presentations on my YouTube channel. Okay, here's Society of American Foresters. This was posted October 19th, and this event is already over, but I just started watching the video. You can click right here and watch this whole video. This is pretty amazing stuff, especially if you're into rural forestry. Down in Vancouver, Canada, Robin Hastings is one of the board members of the Pacific Northwest chapter of the ISA, and he's got this small tree structural pruning workshop. It's already happened in October. There is this big QR code. It was in Pendleton, Oregon, which is way out in eastern Oregon. It's a desert out there. It was $50 for non-members, and you were offered 3 CEUs, continuing education units, and the Oregon Department of Forestry was going to pay for a couple people to learn how to prune trees. Okay, this one, since my Spanish is so weak, I don't really know very much about this. Wagner Velasquez is the Mexican champion tree climber. He's been dominant in Mexico. He's won most of the jamborees for the last, at least since 2017, when I saw him compete in Washington, D.C. at the ITCC. Sorry about the abbreviations there, friends. I know since this is 2024. In 2034, maybe all of these organizations will merge and morph and change their names and coalesce, and it'll be a whole bunch of different acronyms. So right now it's Asociación Mexicana de Arboricultura, and that was happening in Hidalgo, maybe. I don't know where that is. Next, scrolling on down, Bogota, Colombia. We already talked about this one with Nuri's event. She's been posting regularly, and we try and support her She has an amazing organization down there in Central America, and they need a lot of help. They need the publicity. This was October 10th and 11th, chainsaw safety. Now, since then, Asheville, North Carolina has had a hurricane. Wow. I bet things are really different down there now. Boy, our hats off to all the arborists at Converge in Asheville to bail out people whose trees had been smashed. Here's one, ITP. This is out of Utah, Boise, Idaho. Excuse me, not Utah. And this is put on by Zeke Willard, and he is a consultant. He's got these classes happening, and you can log on and get CEUs on how to cable your trees, how to brace your trees, how to put props under your trees. And we try and support Zeke because he's a progressive. He owns all kinds of tools about tree assessment, all these electronic devices, all the mechanical devices. He's an amazing climber. He competes in the Tree Climber Jamboree, which was held here in Seattle this summer, and did quite well. So there you go. He's got his partner Chase Anderson works for him, and together they're doing a tag team 1-hour webinar that you can probably log on to. There it is. Just click there. Okay, Jürgen Unger. Jürgen Unger's got this book called Baumwurzteln. I have no idea what that means. Wow, Jürgen, if you could just somehow communicate with me, please tell me what's going on. See translation. Okay, there we go. Long awaited, finally, it is possible to purchase the Tree Root book by Kristen Moldestad and Olvi Lundetre. And there you go. It's about roots. So they're contributing to our understanding. Thanks, Jürgen, for promoting that work about what happens out of Vision Underground. This is treehouse building. Trees and people. They actually hang stuff from trees. They have this unusual approach where the possibility of the girdling and the compression of the bark is regarded as a minor inconvenience to the tree. In this particular one, this is an artificial post, but it does wrap around the actual tree itself. And so they're fighting an uphill battle with the treehouse community the dominant paradigm is to actually drill holes in the tree and localize that impact. But these trees are all hanging from overhead suspension points, these tree houses. And they have these structures, and the structure is pre-built and is just basically perched on the tree rather than a big, heavy construction project drilled into the tree. Here's a good example. All right, so let's go out of there. Trees and people. It's out of France, I believe. It's out of France. So you can click on Trees and People and find out more about them. Also, you can go to another Facebook group called Treehouse Construction, which has about 6,000 members and has posts every week about people building tree houses all over the world. What is this? Oh, this is saluting branches. Yes, saluting branches. I love it. All right. So Saluting Branches is a volunteer work party for arborists held one day in September every year for the last decade or so. I've been honored to contribute to Veterans Memories by helping upgrade their landscapes and volunteering with Saluting Branches. It is so rewarding to get together with other arborists who also think that contributions by our veterans are significant enough for us to step in and supplement the care given by the United States Veterans Administration. There you go. Saluting Branches, definitely salutingbranches.org. Here is training for homeowners. It's not really what this group is all about. Arborist training is to train professionals. This one kind of snuck in here. It does include some training. We have people that try and sneak in advertisements into this forum. Those people are immediately banned and blocked from the group, and their posts are removed. So if you're thinking of posting a help wanted ad, if you want to sell sunglasses, please don't do it in the Facebook group called Arborist Training. This one is Odesk in Japan. They have very organized presentations that are sponsored by companies that provide equipment and from colleges and universities that provide certificates. Here is a prep course. So this guy has broken down his prep course for certified arborists who want to sit for the exam to receive the credential that shows they've been reviewed by their peers as being competent to practice tree care in a responsible way. So there you go. That's called the International Society of Arboriculture Certified Arborist Study Course. And Chris Comer also says that chapters 2, 3, and 4 are up, and I don't know what those are. Chapter 1, Tree Biology. Okay, here's another one. SierraForestry.com. Sierra Forestry Consulting. Now that is kind of a help wanted ad. That one, I might have to review that one and pull it. Well, actually, here we are. Let's go click on it. Nope, it isn't there. So they're not quite ready for prime time. Here is a guy that wants a job as a ground man in Greenville, South Carolina on September 9th. I wonder if he got his job, but I can tell you that he probably has work now that hurricane, actually 2 hurricanes tore through there. And then Kenny Anderson is giving some advice, and he lists a couple of big companies that might be doing hiring and some experience requirements and some study material. Okay, here's another rehash of the one coming up in Bogota, Colombia on December 2nd, 2024. First Aid in Forestry. This one's over. A lot of these, the webinar is still available online. Some of them you have to pay. And this is through etctrees.com. It looks like it's in England. It is. Tree Surgeon UK is the hashtag on Instagram. So of course, I have a whole bunch of stuff on Instagram, so surf over there if you get a chance. And we can just go on and on. We're a half hour into this video and we haven't gotten to the end. What if here's a tree jacking workshop, how to wedge trees over for falling, sponsored by Born Trigger. It costs 3 days. It costs $650 for 3 days. Wow, that's pretty reasonable. Okay, here's Lindsay. Other people are promoting Lindsay's book, Arboricultural Practices. This guy is Jeff Harris. He just loves your book. He must have been a student at Purdue University in, I believe it's Indiana, where Lindsay works. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. Okay, here is a crane safety workshop for climbers. This was up in Canada, put on by NewJerseyCraneExpert.com and Sugarbush Tree, hashtag Sugarbush Tree. So this is their 4th annual event. Ropes That Rescue. This is out of Arizona. Wow, this is an amazing company. This is a rock climbers course, and the guy has had his 2 sons, Reed's sons, are now doing the tree climber safety workshops. So if you want to get trained, like this one here is the 18th to the 24th of November. That is a huge program. It doesn't even say how much it is. I know it's like $1,000 or so. But Ropes That Rescue, Reed Thorne, check him out. He's been an incredible resource for climbers. Here's Philip Trelay. He's a consultant down in France, and he's talking about tree risk assessment. So if you think that the ISA's tree risk qualification is it, it's not. There's all kinds of other approaches to look at whether a tree is going to kill you. So you can look at this class about the University of Warwick. I don't even actually see when that is going to be. Here's this is the ARB show. That was in September 9th to 11th, and the Arboricultural Association has a major educational conference. I've never been. I need to get to England. So, somebody fly me over to England. Hear that? Yeah. Okay. Here we go. This is a perfect example. Here's an advertisement. I'm going to click and I'm going to moderate this, remove post and ban author. You see that? Boom. He is gone. And I don't actually, he's selling snoring stuff. And as soon as I click on that, the ad just kind of vanishes. You'll never see it again. There you go. It bumped out of there. To the next one. More about the ARB show in England. Here's Trees and People. This is obviously an Instagram post. If I were to click on this, I just love Trees and People. I'm just going to click on this to see what happens, see where it takes us. Ooh, it takes us out of the site. We might have trouble getting back, friends, so this might be a good time for us to end. I think you can see that there is just so much going on that...
Almost a year ago, I found a brand new 1981 unopened...
Yeah, see, there's enough happening. So there you go. Thank you so much. This was Ox, and you've just clicked on Ox's feed on YouTube channel. Thanks a lot, and we will see you later.